justice to the lives lost. 'Cause every day they will try to convince you that you made murder is justified. But believe me, I don't want to die, but I'm at your mercy, and you are the difference. Be the voices of the silence, and the silence stop the violence. And organize, mobilize, speak up for the defenseless. Without you, we're defenseless.
You know what this is?
No, what is it?
This is basically a vigil for all the elephants that have passed away at the zoo. Many of them have been captive their whole lives, and they don't have family members, so they basically live here to entertain humans, and they're all alone and they pass away. So we all care about animals and their independence and freedom. What do you think about that?
I think it's important.
You think what?
I think it's important.
It is.
Elephants roam somewhere I've never known. I've heard they search for trees, and when the elephants run, something I've never done. It must be like thunder, but I'm just the one behind these walls. Year after year, for the children to stare at an elephant who is not free. An elephant you named Billy. I'm growing up, but you can't hear me.
This year marks the 7th annual Vigil for Elephants to honor and remember the elephants who perished in captivity over the preceding year. In 2024 alone, we know of 53 elephants who died while confined in zoos, circuses, and other tourist attractions around the world, and 22 more elephants who died after being released to sanctuary, where at least they were able to experience some relief and comfort at the end of their life. Each of these elephants deserves to be remembered for the extraordinary being that they were and for the life that was stolen from them. May they all rest in peace and freedom now. In the past 2 years, 2 elephants have been euthanized here at the Los Angeles Zoo. Jewel, a female Asian elephant, was euthanized on January 15th, 2023 due to what the zoo described as declining health. We honored Jewel at our vigil last year, and we will remember her always. We continue to honor Jewel's memory by calling for the release of Tina, her beloved companion of over 40 years. Tina now lives a lonely, heartbroken existence as the only female elephant left in the Los Angeles Zoo. This past year on January 3rd, 2024, the Los Angeles Zoo euthanized Shanzi, another female Asian elephant, only 53 years old. She was found down in her enclosure and could not stand. Her necropsy report indicated she suffered from painful arthritis and ulcers on the soles of her feet, caused from a lifetime of circus and zoo captivity. If you ever watched Shanzi make her slow way across the exhibit, it was clear she was in excruciating pain with every step. Rest in peace, Shanzi. Our candles burn in your name. As we honor and mourn those who are gone, we also remember those still held behind bars, suffering day in and day out, in barren enclosures that cannot meet their needs as they sway back and forth in mental, physical, and emotional anguish. May they all be released to an accredited sanctuary where they will have the chance to heal before they become part of our vigil list. 2 of those elephants, Tina and Billy, are confined here in the Los Angeles Zoo. We continue to call upon the City of Los Angeles and the Los Angeles Zoo to release Tina and Billy to an accredited sanctuary where they will have the chance to be elephants in quiet, natural, wide open space, far from the noise and crowds of a city zoo, which is being illustrated for us here tonight at this event. Our hope is one day our vigil flame will be forever extinguished because the cruel practice of captivity will cease and all elephants will roam safe and free in their homelands. Freedom is their birthright, and they deserve no less. These highly intelligent, compassionate beings are the keepers of their ecosystems, and we have much to learn from them on how to live in relationship with the earth and with each other. Thank you for joining us to bear witness, to raise awareness, and to hold the space for minds to change. Thank you. Thank you.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm going to talk loud. I'm not very good at public speaking, but I told Slick over here that the reason I'm here and the reason I'm here on Sundays is because of Shanzi. And about, so Shanzi's, the vigil for Shanzi makes for my sort of 1-year anniversary with you guys. So I came into this for Shanzi, and I thank her for opening up my eyes to this world that we talk about when we're here. I'll make this kind of brief, but I started becoming interested in elephants in general in the fall of 2023. And I thought, you know, there's a zoo right here. I can get a membership and I can go to the zoo every week if I want to, and that's really cool. And then I started getting interested in baby elephants, because who doesn't love a baby elephant, right? So I went to a couple of zoos that had baby elephants and I visited them. And I went to this one in Omaha, Nebraska, believe it or not. They had a huge herd, a couple of babies that were very young. And I talked to the keeper, who was very sweet, and she told me that she was talking about the bulls and how, you know, I was like, well, how come there aren't any bulls around? And she said, well, we sort of ship them off, you know, when they've been here and they've fathered the babies, then we send them to another zoo. And this was like a huge eye-opener for me. I had no idea this species conservation plan, right? So anyway, then I came back here to see Shanzi, and I'd come back every week, and she'd just come and hang around, and she'd walk back and forth in front of me, and I just thought she was sweet, and I just fell in love with her, you know? And then my friend, my very good friend, we have this thing where we text each other when some big celebrity has died or something. I mean, I know that sounds weird, but, you know, just so, you know, hey, you know, so-and-so died, but she only says the name, right? And so I woke up one morning and I looked at my phone and it said R.I.P. Shanzi. And I just like, you know, I just like lost it. So anyway, then from January 3rd on, I talked to people. I said, how can I help? And that's why I come here. And if it wasn't for Chauncey, I wouldn't be here. She was just a sweet gal. And thank you very much for listening. And I think you're all great people. Thank you so much.
It was a great speech.
Thank you.
So here at the protests, we need a lot of legal help for various reasons. And this person is one of the people that gives us legal advice on how not to get arrested and things like that. He's not always successful, but I don't think we can blame him. Anyway, Dave Rutan has been in this movement almost as long as anyone here. There's very few people who have been around as long. So he has a few words to say.
We see a lot of the elephants, we don't hear a lot of their stories. And I just want to share two stories that I've heard recently and one that I experienced kind of a long time ago. But we were at a council meeting, Redondo Beach I think it was. They were going to bring in elephant circus. Was it something else? Yeah, it was a circus that had elephants. It was like what's that circus called? I'll think of the name of it in a second. But during the comment section, so we had a bunch of people that I knew were activists there commenting, and this one guy got up to talk. He was one of those guys who's at every meeting, he talks about every single issue. I'm like, oh great, what's this guy gonna say? And he said he was watching some nature program one time. He saw an elephant going down to the water to drink. And while the elephant was drinking, a tortoise had walked behind him and it was like blocking one of his legs. And when the elephant finished drinking, the elephant kind of noticed and very carefully kind of turned around and very carefully like moved his leg and moved the tortoise out of the way so he wouldn't step on the tortoise. So I thought that was I was surprised to hear that coming out of this guy's mouth. I didn't know what to expect out of him. The second story is more recent, and I don't know exactly where this was happening, but people were studying elephants and their tool use. Obviously, this is not I wouldn't approve of doing this, but one of the elephants could grab this hose. They give the elephant hoses, and this elephant was really good at hosing herself off. And he would take, when she wanted to hose her back, she would grab the hose and more down further and just kind of sling it over her head so it would get her back. But the interesting thing about the story was, not only was one of the elephants really good with the hose, another elephant would come up while she was hosing and would step on the hose purposely and stop the water from flowing. And they were pretty surprised to see this. You know, they had mischievous elephants here. And that elephant also got very good at kinking the hose, because, you know, you're going to step on it for a while, but when you kink the hose, it works even better, you know, that water just stops. So this is who we're not just here for, you know, some lumbering elephants who don't seem to, you know, here you don't really see what they are. You don't see characteristics, you don't see personalities. But if you go to maybe Lex Animal Sanctuary in Thailand and places like that, you get to see that they're just like, you know, little puppies. You know, they like to play, they have favorites, they have their personalities just like we do. And it makes it all the more worse to know that they're back here just suffering in these little enclosures by themselves. Anyway, that's all. Oh, and for legal advice, don't do what Lou does. Sorry.
Thank you.
Lou takes that as a compliment, or rather Slick does. Anyway, as I mentioned before, we've been here close to a year and a half in this iteration of the Billy campaign. Pre-pandemic, we were doing it with Elephant Guardians for a couple of years, and then stretching back into the past. There have been other groups, In Defense of Animals, Last Chance for Animals, and other organizations and individuals that have been working tirelessly for Billy. And when this campaign, this stage started, I told everyone, It's not going to be a fast campaign. When we start this, we're in this for the long haul. And one of the reasons that I wanted to do this, continue this, is that we're LA. We're animal rights people. We've got lots of people. We have a zoo here with suffering elephants. We cannot leave this zoo unprotested. That would just be wrong. But many people mention, and I've mentioned this to my group too, many people say, why are you putting all of this energy into one elephant? Now two, because Tina is officially part of our campaign. You know, this is how many hours of activism has gone into freeing these individuals. And I think one of the things that solidified all of this for me was a year ago when Shanzi died. And I just felt, you know, I was really sad, but I just was so depressed that we had never been out here yelling for Shanzi's freedom. We had never been yelling for Jewel's freedom. We had never been yelling for Tina's freedom because it didn't fit into the campaign. None of those 3 elephants were part of the city council motion because they were not owned by the zoo. And that just seems so wrong to me, because they are not these nameless, you know, entities. They are not, we campaign a lot for the cows, the pigs, the monkeys and labs, all of these beings, all of these people. And after a while, we kind of get used to them just being this sort of anonymous collection, sometimes numbering into the billions, as the farm industry does, millions in the laboratory industry. But these are all individuals. The zoo, you go to the zoo and there's no placards in there that say Billy, nothing that says Tina, nothing that said Shanzi, said Jewel. But we see them as these individuals. And I think this is one of the, and I know we all see them as individuals, but I think in activism, it is really important to campaign for the individual as well as against the oppression. We can advocate for furred animals, but we're advocating for, again, hundreds and thousands of animals. We're trying to shut down industries. We're trying to, with campaigns like that, with the farmed animal campaigns, we're trying to force capitalism to quit oppressing other beings for profit. And this is a huge, gigantic task. It's mind-boggling. Capitalism, by its very nature, must oppress, must utilize others for its own greed. But we have to remember, what we are fighting for is not just against capitalist entities. We are also fighting for the very rights of those individuals. So when people get, you know, wrongly sentenced to prison, we rise up and we fight for them, right? We get on social media and we say, hell no, you are going to release Paul Watson, right? Or Julian Assange. Many, there's almost too many, there is too many to name. And these elephants, these beings, the ones we know are behind bars, they deserve the same kind of respect, the same kind of feeling for them. And so that's why we are here for Billy, and that's why we are here for Tina. And again, these are fights that are mind-bogglingly difficult in many ways, because human beings in our culture do not recognize animals as having rights. We are trying, by asking for rights, we are trying to shift, make this incredible shift in the way we view others, in a society that also views other humans as tools for profit. This is a hard task. But ultimately, us as animal rights activists have to remember we are not just trying to get people out of cages, out of enclosures. We are trying to fight for their rights never to be in those cages. Thank you for being part of this.
The deceased elephants.
Oh, deceased elephants.
We're going to read the name of each elephant who passed that we know of. I'm sure there are more in 2024. And Wendy Marcus Minovitz has a short introduction for us. She is my co-admin of Elephant Guardians of Los Angeles, and she has a few words to introduce the reading of the names.
We will now read the names of the 75 elephants that we know of who perished in captivity during 2024. Elephants like 4-year-old Riva in the Chester Zoo in England, who died just months after the premature death of her 20-year-old mother. Little Riva died under anesthesia during a diagnostic procedure. Or she may have simply died of a broken heart. Or Tonka, a 46-year-old African bull elephant who was euthanized by Zoo Knoxville just before he was to be sent to be released to the elephant sanctuary in Tennessee. Or 2 young elephants, Zinda and Avani, who died in the Dublin Zoo of elephant endotheliotropic herpes virus, 2 among many to succumb to this painful and deadly disease that kills up to half of captive elephants within their first 8 to 10 years of life. And Varda, captured from the wild and held in a zoo until she died at the age of 66. During her incarceration, Varda was forcibly bred and gave birth to 12 calves. 4 are dead and the rest were transferred to the other captive institutions. Not one of Varda's children, including 4 living females, was allowed to remain with her. Instead, Varda suffered the unimaginable grief of being permanently separated from all of her children, either by death or transport. In the wild, Varda's daughters would have remained with their mother for life. These are just some of the tragic stories of the elephants we honor tonight. May they all rest in peace.
Can everyone hear me? Thank you. Ted, Chauncey, Geo2, Savannah, Sakura, Jion, Zuni, Yosfea, Pussy, Unnamed Baby, Limara, Bambi, Varda, Naira, Tonka, Carol, Lewis, Zook D.
Sierra, Johnny, Linda, Kimba, Sandra Highway, Val Long, Quick, Tanya, Suki, Selah Hamali, Reba Highway, Mo Tanu, Tamo, Anna, Cookie, Sophie, Tanya.
Mai, Rosie, Kamala, me, Mama, unnamed baby.
May they all rest in peace and freedom, far from the suffering they endured here on earth. In their names, may we end this cruel practice of captivity and make space for all wild ones to live life on their own terms in their homes with their families. Please join us now for a moment of silence in solidarity with the elephants.
One thing that we've done here at the zoo for the protests is we've done Reiki for the elephants. We've sent them healing energies. And we do have a Reiki master here who does this. So, what? Not yet. Soon. Level 2, okay. But we have someone that knows what they're doing. So I'm going to let her step up and give you instructions on what we're going to do and where we're going to do it. So, and then right after, yes, we're going to, at some point, we'll be breaking for the group photo and the music.
Okay, yeah, just to be clear, level 2. And also the first thing I want to say to anybody here, if you're atheist or, you know, non-believer, whatever, Reiki is not associated with any religion, really even spirituality. It's energy. It's energy work, and that's it. So you certainly don't have to participate, but we'd love for you to. And what we'll do is we're all just going to stand here in front of their pictures, and we'll collectively ground ourselves, and we will send energy in to Billy and Tina. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. If there's anything you want to know before we start, there's going to be some symbols on the ground, and we'll be standing behind them. Thank you.
I thought a forest far away, where my ancestors had played, before the trees were cleared away, and I held the boy to keep him safe. I looked around and no one came to take the child from my side. No one came. They pulled the trigger. I felt the pain. Thank you.